Hey folks, this is Tracy with Scrappy's Rustics. I often get a lot of questions and concerns about what do you do when you get a brand new Iron Orchid Designs stamps. So I made a little video of how to condition your stamp when you use it before you use it for your very first time. So you're going to need some 220 grit sandpaper or a light sandpaper and a damp rag or baby wipes, anything to that fashion will work. I am by no means an expert. I'm just showing you what I've learned over time by just getting in there and doing it. The IOD stamps come with like a factory finish on them. Look how beautiful that stamp is. Whew. This is called a seashore stamp. It's two 12 by 12 sheets, and my goodness, the details are amazing. Um, the IOD, they come with a factory finish. So basically, you just want to rub that off so you get a nice, crisp, clean image when you do stamp. The new stamps come with masks, and we'll do a whole thing on masking as well, but I'm going to show you how to prepare your masks as well, so it's easier to find them when you need them. So the stamps come sandwiched in between two pieces of acetate. Sometimes it's a little challenge to peel them off, but don't worry about it. You're not going to break anything. Sometimes even getting the stamps off of the other side of it are very hard to get off, and you think you're going to break them, but you won't. They're extremely durable. So now we took the side off with the stamping side up. That's what we're sanding. This part that you would stamp and ink, that is the side we're sanding. So we're just going to slowly take our sandpaper, that is 220, just use something fine, and we're just slowly going over each and every stamp in one direction. Not hard, but not too soft, just right, right in the middle. So we're going to do the whole thing going this direction, and then we're going to flip it and do it in the opposite direction. Just do the best you can. You don't have to get every single stinking square inch. It's okay. Just, rub it over like we're doing here. Pretty simple process. Now you only need to do this once, and this is right when you open your brand new package and you're going to use it for the first time. However, if you used, say, a lot of acrylic paints or used a lot of inks and you really didn't clean your stamps too good, if you notice your image isn't as crisp as it used to be, you can totally do this process again, and it should help with your image. It'd be the same thing. Go over it light with a 220 sandpaper or lighter, and then you're just going to wipe away the dust, the sand dust, with a baby wipe or a damp rag. Now I do it again just to show you one more time, but we do speed it up because I don't want to bore you to death. And then you also want to make sure you leave your stamps, oh, don't put your other piece of acetate over this until your stamps air dry, which is only a couple minutes. It doesn't take long because you don't want to trap any moisture in there. But this stamp, I tell you, I'm dying to use it. It has so much detail. I don't think this stamp nor their molds gets enough credit. It's just amazing. Okay, so pretty simple process. But I'm just trying to do this for a few of the products, so will be more videos to come. And here we go. We're going to do it again. We're just going to speed it up. Just because we get simple questions. You don't know what you don't know. And if I can help in any way with little videos, then I'll be happy to do that. We're doing the same exact process, just in fast speed. Now these are IOD, which is Iron Orchid Designs, and they are stamps. They can be used with acrylic, or they can be used with any kind of paint, inks. You can impress them into clay. There's lots of uses for them. Okay, so you just want to make sure that they're dry before putting the lid back on, and then they're ready to use. Now, you'll get masks. All the newer stamps will come with masks. The new ones come, they're tinted green, and they did that because these are so thin and fine, and some are very small, they get lost. Now, there is a right side to the masks, which could be a little bit confusing when you go to use them. And masking helps you build layers in 3D textures within your stamps and not having your stamps stamp into one another. We'll do a whole another video on just masking. I'm cutting that sticky part off of those cellophane. I love these bags, but that sticky part drives me crazy. It's always in the way. So I'm just cutting that off. The older stamps that do not come with masks in their package, you can purchase them separately. I am now an IOD stockist, so you can find all of these products and any Iron Orchid Design products at scrappyrustics.com if you're interested. Okay, so I'm trying to see, you can kind of see this side is matte. I'm trying to see which side is the correct side and which way we're going to do this. So the masks are laid out exactly the way that your stamps are laid out. Now see how that side's shinier? That's the side we want. So the masks are cut exactly as you see them on the stamps. I hope that makes sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to ink this entire 12 by 12 stamp, every single one of them, and we're going to stamp our masks. Now I will tell you, if you are using Iron Orchid Designs ink, it is an Indian ink. It is a permanent ink. However, it does take a long time to dry when it's on a little plastic slippery surface. So I would just say set them aside somewhere where nobody's going to mess with them and leave them overnight. And by morning, they should be fine. So we're just putting a generous amount of ink on, and we're getting every single one. And I've been dying to use this stamp for so long. It felt good to get it out and get it conditioned and get it ready to use. So now I'm just going to simply set it over. And it's kind of hard to see, so just do the best you can. If you can get a little bit of the image on your mask, you're fine. So don't worry about getting it perfect. And basically, I want to stamp my mask so I know it matches which stamp. So once you drop it, that's it. Commit. Don't shift it because you're just going to smudge it and make a mess. Just go with it. Hold it down with one hand, and the other hand, you want to rub every inch of the stamp because there's not enough weight within the stamp itself to make full contact with your surface underneath. Again, this is for your own use, so it absolutely does not have to be perfect. This does not come out perfect. We are going to do this again, but we're going to speed it up just so you can see it one more time. And sometimes the masks will stick to the stamp itself. So if you're like, hey, wait, where did my mask go? Chances are it's stuck to your stamp, so just take a peek there. And I do recommend when you're done using your stamps. Now I'm pulling this up slowly because the masks can come out. And look at that. So just set that aside to dry overnight, and we're golden. And I have to put something under it because the mask, it's just very, very thin sheets of plastic. And I put something under it to help me move it so my mask didn't fall off and onto the floor in their travels. After you're done using your stamp, you want to clean it with a baby wipe or a damp rag. If the ink is nice and fresh and wet, it'll come right off, and that's sufficient enough. If you get a colored ink on there that's not coming off, there is ink cleaners you can buy. You can take it to the sink and use your toothbrush and some little soap and warm water. That'll work. You just don't want to leave these in a hot car, and do not put them in the dishwasher. Other than that, they're extremely durable. So now I'm just cleaning the ink off of our stamp. And again, let it dry before putting the lid back on it. And now we're going to do it again, but we're going to speed it up. And I cannot stop looking at that giant shell while we're doing this. So you'll see in the end. So again, we're doing the same exact process, inking it up. We've got our set of masks there. We anchored it. We're rubbing every single one. And now when these are dry the next day, I just pop them out. I put them in a Ziploc baggie, and I just label it seashell masks. And then they're good to go. So I'm kind of obsessed with this. I couldn't help myself. So I had to see that little shell and then the big one. Now, mind you, I only inked the big one and the little one, and the details are just unbelievable. Look at that. And I only inked those two, and it still showed up on the others. Absolutely fascinating. I hope you enjoyed this video, and be on the lookout for more IOD videos that can help you get through your first steps or all the way through. Be sure to check out our website at scrappysrustics.com And feel free to head over to Facebook and follow me there. To see more YouTube videos, subscribe and like, and hit the little bell to turn on notifications. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.